Hear that move a little bit? All right, guys, I'm back at the Michigan today. We've thought about it for a while. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try and pop that one piston and sleeve out. We think it's gonna come out all together and kind of just see what's going on in the engine, see exactly how everything is, see what we wanna do with this. So there is one other thing I wanna talk about. We didn't really tell the complete story last time. We were working, we were frustrated, whatever. So if you guys remember, we said that that tree fell on it and bent the hood. As you can see, this hood is pretty messed up. If you look, this line where that tree fell is right in line with that muffler. So the issue was the tree fell on it, knocked the muffler off during a rainstorm. I don't think we exactly knew the extent of the damage. It was probably a month or two before we got to it, and by that, it was already toast. The motor was locked up essentially. One other thing that's going on, if you guys remember, that piston that seized is down all the way. So let's think about these two-stroke diesels, right? That piston's down all the way. Those ports are exposed. Turns out all 4 exhaust valves in the head were also open at that time. The other 2 were kind of in the compression stroke a little bit, so the exhaust valves were probably fine. So it was absolutely worst case scenario for this thing, because there was just like the gate was open for all that rain to come down that knocked off muffler, go right in the piston, and seize that thing up, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and clean this up here a little bit. I got the Kubota behind me. I'm actually gonna see if I can lift the back of the Michigan up a little bit, because right now the tires are kind of flat. I can't really get under there. So I'm just gonna see if I can lift it up, get a couple logs under there, maybe get a set, because we gotta drop that oil pan first thing so that we can knock the piston up through the top. Probably wishful thinking. So now somehow I have to jack that up a little bit. We'll start out with some air in the tires and see where that gets us. Well, I hear it going in. Let me see what it's going to take to get this oil drained. Oh, wow. I'll pay for a drain plug. Why wouldn't it be a typical diesel oil change? I should have known. I should have known. All right.
Blue silicone. I bet they had it off.
Looks like an engine. Oh, I'm getting dripped all over now. All right, so now we can see everything pretty well here. And I don't have that dripping oil on my face, so This is our connecting rod that's stuck. This is number 2, number 3. There's our crank bearing caps. So why don't you give it a little rock? Let's kind of see how sloppy everything is. Boy, this one main bearing looks absolutely slopped out.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
The very front one.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, keep moving it. This back one doesn't look bad, but that front one looks bad. Oh, come on. You gotta get right on that sleeve there. Yep. Nothing. I think that's gotta be home.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. What's plan C?
You want that big one?
So typically you'd have a puller that you'd put inside the piston sleeve with the piston out, and you'd grab on the bottom of that sleeve and you'd pull up, you know, on the top of the head to pull that sleeve out. We can't do that because there's a piston in there. I can't get to the bottom of that sleeve. So we've got a couple different ideas. You know, I could weld a donut in there in that sleeve and use that to pull. We could maybe get something on those ports, since those are exposed down there. That's a pretty good idea. But these sleeves don't look like they come out that hard. I've got that rod cap off, so we got a porta power here. I think I can get basically in between that frame right there and the bottom of the piston. So I'm gonna try and get that in there and see if I can get that piston to pop out. So it's leaking, but I believe that's on the sleeve. So let me go check up top and get another camera angle on it. Hear that move a little bit? Look at that. Whew.
What's that noise?
Shoot.
Oh, maybe your block of wood's in the way or something.
I still have wood in there?
Yeah. No?
Oh, there we go.
Oh wow, that blower's locked up.
You don't think it could be these two cylinders?
No, they're moving.
Yeah.
I think it's the blower now. Well, the water had to be going in there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Because I'm sure this whole cavity was... But don't you think I should just pop these two out?
Yeah, that's fine. Just make sure you
Yeah, I can
mark them.
Alright, so my dad's getting on me. Rightfully so, because when you take this stuff apart, you kind of got to know where it all came from and whatnot. So I'm going to do front, back, and then I'm going to lay the pistons and sleeves out here. So I've got this one out. This is our seized one. This was on the front. I'm just quietly laughing at all of you guys that said to put penetrating oil on it and it'll break right loose. I did get the rod cap on too the right way. There's markings in it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull those other 2 pistons and I'm going to lay those out here, and then we'll try and pop those sleeves, but I might need to get a puller for that.
There you go. You think that's what it is?
What?
Coolant filter?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Hope, hope, hope. Oh. Yep, it's loose. I bet it's got to come back towards me, huh?
Yep. Yeah, it turns out we do have to pull the engine.
No way.
No.
No. I hope not. What's going on? What was that?
Alternator.
Oh.
Told you not to put it there.
Ah, okay. Oh, we got that. What do you need there?
Let's see. What's it look like?
Spin it over.
Definitely some grub in there.
Oh. That's all it is. Don't stick your fingers in there, boy. It'll chop them off.
Yeah, but look at all those
Yeah.
spores on there.
Yep.
Huh. Well, that'll be a project for another day, but it's interesting. Interesting.
I wonder if it's trash. It's got to be rebuilt, obviously.
I'm sure you can rebuild those, hopefully.
Oh, what the? Look at... Oh, no. You think water? It froze? Look at it's cracked.
Yeah,
Oh,
shoot.
boy. There, it started to go. Maybe a 32nd of an inch. No, you got to go farther. Those bottom rings. There you go. Wow.
Cock in there.
Yeah, wow, is that tight? Oh boy, I can't
Yeah,
quite
no,
get
I
it.
can keep going. That's what sticks.
There you go. Oh boy, does that rod fit tight in there. That is so weird. Say standard or something right on there. What's it say?
10 under.
Ooh, 10 under. That was this one, right? What did this one say? Yeah, I guess we would have to look at the mains.
10 under.
Huh.
So they're all 10
It
under.
may have been ground at one time.
So the crank was ground.
Probably. I would assume.
So one of the other questions that came up when we went to order the rebuild kit was, is this a 1 or a 2-piece piston? No, maybe not. I don't know. Tough to say. Yeah, it's probably a 1-piece, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with 2-piece.
If anyone knows in the comments, let us know.
It's like totally different. I thought I looked it up online.
Yeah, but that sleeve, the sleeve on the 2-piece went around, I thought. So, yeah, we'll have to look that up. They need to know that before we order that rebuild kit. Okay. So one thing we were thinking about this blower too is if this cracked just because we were reefing on it so hard. because it sounds like the blower was actually what was seized. You know, you can see I can't move it here, so
Yeah, maybe.
tough to say. Did we get water in it, did it freeze, or did we just kind of crack it because we were reefing on it? But if you look in here, I don't know if that's rebuildable. If you look in there, all those scores, because that's a pretty tight, you know, fit to the block or that casting there. So tough to say if the blower was any good anyways. We need a new one. So we're gonna try and pop the other two sleeves out of there, and then we're gonna try and pull a main bearing to see if it's 10 under, just like the rod bearings are. So that way we can get our rebuild kit on order.
There, look at that. Oh. Oh my God. There she comes. Here she comes. I'm just going to give you the hammer. Oh, look at that. Popped right up. There you go. Wow. Well, it came when you did that right away.
This is 10 under as well, so that crank was ground at one point. I guess they took it out and they just touch up all the journals on the crank, they must. But that's good. So that is everything we need to know to order our rebuild kit. Rod bearings, crank bearings. We do need 3 pistons and sleeves.
The rings are seized, rusted up. Look at the top ring.
Yeah, look at the shiny, look at how shiny that is. And then down there, the crud at the bottom, you can see it's just rust. So even if we would have gotten it going, probably wouldn't have been that great. And then we also know the way that front rod or that front crank bearing is loose. I mean, it never seemed to run. I guess it probably is a little loose until you get oil in it, but it's not good.
Oh, he sounded good.
Not great, but it might have been rebuilt at one point if it's got 10 under in it. So
yeah, we never did.
Interesting. All right, so let's review what's going on here, what the total damage was for this water and the 353 Detroit Scandal. So we've got a piston and a sleeve that have yet to be separated. I'm gonna put that on a hydraulic press and try and get it out just to see, because I know everyone's dying to see that, us included. We've got a cracked blower. The blower could be cracked because we've been reefing on it. Could have been that we got water in it and it cracked, but I just really don't see that, especially because we checked the block over pretty good and the block looks good. There's no cracks in the block. We've got 2 other pistons and sleeves that need to be replaced. It's a whole kit. Rather than hone them out and put rings in them, we're just gonna pop the sleeves out, put new ones in, be good to go. It's probably got a lot of hours on it, so the main bearings, the rod bearings are a little bad, but I also doubt that reefing on that crank for a while was very good for the main bearings, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're gonna get a full rebuild kit for this thing. You know, like I said, there may be about $750. That's not a big deal. You know, we might be in $1,500 in parts and a bunch of time in this thing, and then we'll know what we have versus buying, you know, a running core motor or a running used motor for $1,500 or $2,000. You just never really know what you get. You know, you could get something with main bearings that are bad, could burn oil, whatever. So at least we'll have a good engine when we're done. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you're interested in the series. Tune in next time. It might be a couple weeks, but we will go ahead. We're going to pop those sleeves down. We're going to get the block all cleaned and prepped. And it shouldn't be too bad of a job to put it back together. Other than that, we should be in pretty good shape. So once we get the engine done on this thing, we're going to unearth whatever other problems we have. I know simply airing up that tire the other day, the sidewall was just flaking, the sidewalls are toast. But I truly believe that if you put money into what you have, you know what you've got at least. Whereas if we turn around and we go and buy something for, you know, about the same price of what we would have into this thing for parts, you're gonna have someone else's issues. I'd rather deal with my own issues. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, make sure you subscribe. Leave any questions you have in the comments. If you got any advice for us, we'd love to hear from you. Other than that, we'll talk to you next time.
There it comes.
There it goes.
How the did he get that sleeve out of there, Dan?
There it goes. Boy, that's in there tight.
Boy, is it ever.
Oh, it's fighting all the way. There it
Look
goes.
at that.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh,
That's amazing.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. Oh, the sun's coming out now. We want to get out of here before the sun gets too direct. Oh, look at that.
There, I think it just. Oh, what happened?
That's a gasket, believe it or
Oh,
not.
that's
on
that.
top of the.
That seals the head.
Yeah.
Oh
Whoops.
no. Okay, it's loose now. Oh, look at that.
There we go.
I think it'll come right out.